A new traffic report on police traffic stops here in Connecticut shows minorities are still more likely to get pulled over.
And minorities are more likely to get tickets when they do get pulled over. It's all part of an ongoing study called the Connecticut Racial Profiling Prohibition Project. That is a mouthful.
Absolutely. News 8's Ken Pierce live this morning to break down some of these numbers. Ken.
A lot of words in that title, a lot of data coming out of this study as well. They started this 2 years ago, and last spring they released the data from the first 12 months. This is an update for the subsequent 6 months of that data. You know, in a perfect world, police would treat all people of all races just the same. This 18-month slice of data shows that we are still not living in that perfect world just yet. This new data covers October of last year through March of this year. One thing they looked at was when drivers are pulled over, who gets a ticket and who just gets a warning. The numbers show Native Americans get tickets 60% of the time, the most. Hispanics 58% of the time, Asians 57%, black drivers 51% of the time. White drivers only get a ticket 47% of the time when they're pulled over, meaning only white drivers get a warning more often than they get a ticket. There's also a racial disparity when it comes to searches of cars. When black and Hispanic drivers are pulled over, more than 2% get their cars searched. For white drivers, that number is less than 1% of the time, and yet when those white drivers are searched, they are far more likely to have contraband, something illegal, in that car. This data is going to keep getting more and more specific as the years go on, say the people behind this study, to the point where at some point they're going to be able to see which officer is pulling over who and doing what based on the driver's race. Live along I-95, Long Wharf in New Haven, I'm Ken Pierce. Back to you.